Alright, I don't like it anymore.
Oh.
This mid Mirana, nope. Nope, not about it.
I was hyped because, to be honest, they have two great Earthshaker players. Bimbo, or Raging Potato, when he first made his name in the scene, the Earthshaker was the hero he played constantly, so great on that. And Afu, I don't think I need to hype this guy up. Like you've seen any skilled 4, Afu will dominate with. So I see the flex you're talking about. I would love to see him in Mirana, unlike Cap, because I like new things.
Same. I'm really excited to see him in Mirana. And it's like comfort for him. It's something he likes playing.
Yeah.
And you want to play against a team like Fnatic.
The
But
advantage
they-
of it here is the fact that it is not like it has no problem with clockwork, right? So wherever the clockwork is, it's just not threatened by that hero whatsoever. I would be very afraid of like the impact of a mid Mirana if it ever gets like Yulesed or even just like hooked into an LSA. It's just going to get 100 to 0'd. And I want SMG to have I want them to have a spirit hero. I want them to get.
Look at these kids in the.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Like if you look at Fnatic's lineup, this Lina
the
Snapfire,
dog.
that is an adorable dog. I was just
I'm
watching
so
Cowboy.
sorry,
Sorry,
Cap.
Cap,
I'm
I
sorry,
can't
Cap.
I want to
This
call
is
that.
much
I want to
more
call that
interesting.
dog Ein because I was just watching Cowboy Bebop. If you look at like Lina Snapfire, like there's a lot of glass cannon, a lot of damage is coming in. You want to get on top of these heroes and disrupt them as much as possible. And I'm not confident about mid Mirana doing that, but and it was also why I would be confident about offlane
10
Earthshaker,
seconds
right?
remaining.
Because at any point in time,
Fnatic's
you,
turn
you
to
hit Lina,
ban.
she's gone, 100 to 0.
Like Afu plays like roaming heroes. He's good at them, right?
Yes.
So if he's on Shaker, I do see like a lot of kill threat here on Lina with Mirana Shaker if he gets that Fisher block.
I want to say the Lifestealer. I'm personally a bit surprised by this pickup
10
Okay.
seconds
because
remaining.
Monkey King, not the best core to core. If Mirana's a 4, not
5
the easiest of
seconds remaining.
lanes. Where's the strength of this Lifestealer?
Well, I think that there is one thing that like Lina really wants right now. Though the way I view Lina is I actually view it as sort of like an SF from the mid lane.
see.
Like it's no longer this nuking hero. I think it's actually like you want to turn it into a right-clicking kill hero. So I think you do want a hero that is going to play forward and create space for you. I'm not sure if Lifestealer is exactly what I would have loved, but you know, like other options, like let's say Wraith King. Okay, I don't like that versus Monkey King. That's maybe even worse. It's worse against Earthshaker as well if that's the core. Maybe there was
10
other heroes,
seconds
but I just
remaining.
can't think of them. But yeah, I'm not in love with it. Let's say.
5 seconds
Like your point,
remaining.
maybe the infest with the Lina as well. The new way that they're playing it, where you infest Lina halfway through the fight, when they jump her, and then all of a sudden, full HP.
They just have to be careful with how they execute fights on Fnatic because if you're using Lifestealer Infest to initiate, like in Clockwork for example,
Yep.
then you need to make sure you're getting Bane because otherwise if you're going into a fight with the hook and then Lifestealer's jumping out and Bane is in a good position, then your Lifestealer's going to get gripped and now you've used your hook and you can't use it to cancel because I think his job this game on Clock is going to be to disrupt Bane.
Fnatic's turn to ban.
So for Fnatic, they actually did reserve Jab's pick
Radiant
for
team
last. It
pick.
seems like,
Which
unless
is
it's-
pretty scary to be fair. We were talking about the smaller hero pool and now all the
Fnatic's
offlaners
turn
are
to pick.
banned.
Luna.
And you're playing into Luna who's one of the nicer carries to play against any type of
Right.
offlane.
So what do we have here? Is this carry Luna? And it's Afu playing the Monkey King in this situation. So they did a swerve, or is this for Luna?
Choose your hero.
There are actually a lot of options here for SMG because so many of their heroes
Carry
can play
Luna.
so many different roles.
Okay, so interesting. It's offlane Monkey King to deal with a Lifestealer.
I'm pretty happy with this.
Yeah.
I do like Dark
Okay.
Zero as a last pick. I think it's nice into Luna. I think it has a lot of synergy with your Clockwork. It's going to enable you to make more stronger plays with your heroes. I think Earthshaker and Bane, all these heroes really struggle to play into that. So I definitely see a lot of strength in Fnatic's draft. But SMG have some pretty strong lanes as well.
Yeah, I agree that I think the Darkseer is again just kind of like what you needed in the fact that you needed more front lining, something that was going to be able to start fights for you. And Wall is really good against Luna. It actually makes it so that this matchup can go really well for the Lifestealer with an Ion Shell on him and then Luna Illusion. Yeah, I like it. Not totally set on SMG's lineup just because I don't know how Monkey King offlane is going to be able to perform here. I mostly because I've only seen Seb play it. Right, he was spamming it in pubs, so it was going all right for him.
Right, we'll have to see as we move on to our casters who will narrate this wonderful game. It's going to be GoDz and lizZard.
Thank you, Alvo. It's time to get ourselves into our fourth series for the week. Yeah, we've still got one more after this one. For the Division 1, I'm GoDz, joining me as lizZard. And yeah, it's our debut for both Fnatic and Team SMG. Before we talk too much about picks, I guess someone asked you, what do you think of the two teams with their new rosters?
Well, the roster on Fnatic definitely looks strong. Panel was talking about it. We'll see how well GoDz will do on that top lane. John, well, we were talking before the game. He's their new position 5, but not a lot has changed. This guy played as a position. He was as a position 5. He was more playing like a position 4 in the last season as well. So
yeah.
Fnatic, I feel like their whole mantra and everything has remained the same.
Burns, doesn't it?
Let's be a little bit greedy, perhaps. And DJ may be getting a bit too greedy with his early game scouting. It's going to get nightmared into arrowed. Bit of an old classic, the Bane Mirana coming back, and a core Bane. I'm sorry, core Mirana. Moon loves his Mirana. For as long as I've cast SEA Dota, Moon Nana has always loved playing this hero mid. Do you think it's a viable mid though?
There's just so many ways to play Mirana on mid lane, I feel like. I'm not sure which one is the most correct. Do you go for the shard with the right click, which I've seen some Eastern European players do, or do you go for the Aghanims with the magic damage? I feel that hero can be used in some games, and when you look at their draft, you have this Bane to set up arrows. You also have Shaker that makes the draft a little bit more ambiguous. Like when we were talking about it, we thought that maybe Mirana will be 4 or Shaker 3 or something similar, right? So there's definitely a spot in the meta.
Game's over, lizZard. 4 bounties.
4 bounties?
And first blood.
Okay, GG go next.
Let's just wrap it up.
Wait, what? Why are they not pinging or all chatting or something?
Yeah. I mean, their lineup level 1. I mean, we saw it with the first blood, but like they have got some of the best level 1 heroes imaginable.
Yeah, it's very difficult to contest the runes, and I guess after Clockwork dying once, you're like, guys, let's just chill out, let them have the runes. Better than feeding a bit more. When it comes to the drafts that we didn't talk about that much, I feel like Fnatic has an advantage overall. Okay. We'll see. Maybe there's some magic in this Mirana mid lane, but...
Oh, this is cool bottom. They tried to drag the creeps away from the tower so that DJ would take tower shots, but Roger couldn't quite succeed. Now mid one gonna have to farm in his tower. Interestingly, yeah, they last picked Darkseid. Jab's the new captain, the new offlaner. He's like, I'm gonna last pick my hero. I guess that, you know, when you become the drafter, you get to do that, even if you're not playing mid or carry.
Yeah, you just make your life the easiest as possible, right?
Yeah.
That's John Well, top lane.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I was gonna say, do you like the Darkseid pick? Do you think it was like
I love it.
a valid way to draft? Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's a really good pick. Obviously, your lane might be very difficult, and that's something to... you have to mitigate that somehow, either by stacking on Clockwork or by making a very good play that catches Bane off guard. So far, they're not managing it.
Jabs is only level 1. He doesn't have the vacuum yet. Mid one misses the range creep, but they're gonna get the second blood as they continue to get these kills. Mid one trying to get the creep and the kill, but gets just the kill.
This is really the problem, right? Whenever you're playing Darkseer, the hero, what it brings to the game, it's amazing. The problem is it brings nothing to the lane in most lanes. It's very difficult to get that level 3 and actually control the lane like some heroes can.
One of the things, despite getting that first blood, Moon and getting the early bottle, he is not having the best time mid. Lina 13-4 to 9-2 on Mirana, and Mirana's been forced to arrow range creeps continuously.
Yeah, because even though he got first blood, right, he didn't use it in a way in which a few patches ago you would. You know, you buy that raid band instantly or something similar. You just go for that extra stats that will allow you to farm better. He waited for the bottle, and because of that, Lina had a decent start, even though he's the one that suffered playing versus a guy that had the first blood.
You see Clockwork catch in the Bane, but has some backup here with 2 points in the Lunar Blessing. They right-click pretty hard here, but Roger can't get back to the safety of his tower. Now mid one being chased down. The Iron Shell damage is not enough, and he's going to feed to the tower.
very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Maybe if Jabs was controlling the aggro of the tower a bit better, but yeah, still, I feel like if you're Jabs, you got your level 3 now, you have 2 null talismans, it feels better. But keep in mind that Bane dying there, it's not really that terrible for Team SMG.
Yeah.
You kind of want to feed on position 5 sometimes. It allows you to refresh all your resources and also bring extra resources to your carries.
Yep. Yeah, he TP'd in with double salve, instantly pops one, and has a second ready to go, so we'll see if he can turn this lane around. Back at mid, yeah, Moon continuing to get harassed quite heavily by Armel. Has got the treads queued up as his kind of starting item. So looking like, you know, treads to me suggests more right-click kind of build rather than the magic damage, but we'll still have to wait and see.
Can I just say that I really wouldn't like to be a Luna in a game such as this one. Like, I love the hero. I think Luna is in a really good spot at the moment. But when you're playing versus Lifestealer with Darkseer and Clockwork as well, it just feels that you'll be hunted constantly.
They're going in again. They get the vacuum back, and Roger should be dead down bottom. Maybe not with the Nightmare, and now there's a surge in. He doesn't have it. Oh, he does have the Iron Shell. He's going to get the kill. Now he wants a second. DJ and Jabs, the Fnatic support duo, now the offlane duo. People, you know, I mean, I know Cap mentioned it, like there was some consideration, like, are Fnatic going to split these two up because, you know, the support duo, they've been together for a while, it's just not working. Well, it turns out the opposite. They're going to make them, you know, play close together.
Yeah, this is some forever together kind of a thing, you know, the true love story, you can't break them up.
Yep.
That's it.
And they've been on Fnatic for, a long time. It was like those two with Moon, who are the staples, and now Moon, obviously, after getting the boot, he's on SMG, so Moon taking on his previous team. Definitely a bit of a rivalry there.
Yeah, and Moon was also on Fnatic for a really long time as well, right?
Yeah. That was, good, like, I want to say, like, felt like 2-3 years or something.
17, 18, something like that, right?
It was, then 3 plus Ice, and then they rotated their carry a few times. Bottom lane, they just continue to destroy here. Moon trying to bring DJ down with them. The creep with the TP in. Afu going to get the kill with the fissure. Can he get Jabs as well? I don't believe so. Jabs has a surge to get himself out of there, and that triple null talisman.
So much damage coming from the Iron Shell.
Yeah.
I feel like they did all right at the beginning of the lane, but the moment he hits level 3, they needed to be a bit more careful. They get caught too many times on Bane, and now this lane is over, but in the opposite direction. Jabs and DJ are just having a blast.
Mid lane, Armel, I believe, had his bottle refilled by DJ TPing in. 6-minute rune, the first power rune coming up. It's a haste rune, and there's nothing mid one can do to stop Armel getting that one. Speaking of mid one, he TP'd mid. That's a bit of a unexpected move.
I guess because of Shaker. Shaker TP'd bottom, so he opted to go to the jungle. And also keep in mind that he's afraid right now. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You can go back bottom, but I'm not sure he will. He has maxed out Lunar Blessing, so just farm the jungle and find your farm elsewhere.
Is it going to become the Mirana's drop to give him that space? Hold that thought. That's top lane. A bit of a dive in from the Monkey King. A bit of a overextension from Raging Potato. As Moon was making the move up top, but he was nowhere near when the dive happened.
Yeah, when you talk about Mirana, I'm not really sure. Like, this hero should be the playmaker, obviously, and she has to be. Moon has to be the one that creates space for Luna, because no one on his team actually can at the moment. Even the Monkey King that we talked about, he brings a bit to the table, but not as much as some classic offlaners. At this point in the game, at least.
And very reliant, perhaps, on setup for the arrow, which they've got lots of. Fissure, Nightmare, even a Boundless Strike can act as a suitable setup for an arrow, so you've got to be careful.
When you get that level 10 hookshot.
It's going to miss, but they still have the vacuum. Afu tried to TP out after the missed hookshot, and they're trying to punish this Shaker. Afu going to try grab a couple more creeps down bottom maybe before he goes down, although he gets off a nice fissure blocking the chase. They need a surge perhaps to chase him down, and he somehow miraculously gets out. I don't think he was supposed to live there.
Yeah, I don't think so too, and I'm surprised they didn't continue chasing him. Surge was off cooldown for like 3 seconds, and if you used it on Clockwork, maybe he could have caught him, but it's fine, you get the tower. I think pressure.
Oh, do they get the tower? Yeah, TP in from Moon, looking to maybe set up an arrow here. The fissure, arrow follow-up. That's a big kill on the core darts here, and they're going to get it. They were not expecting that move. The double Starstorm hit doing so much damage. And they've got a Nightmare now. They haven't got arrow, I believe. Yet no arrow. They've got Starstorm soon with the Magic Stick charges. DJ just needs to get away from this Starstorm damage. Moon can't get in close enough. Leap Starstorm. Now he's got it. Had just enough mana for it, and he gets a second kill down bottom. But Raging Potato, perhaps the sacrifice up top. Nice cookie. Tries to dodge it, but Raging Potato TP on out. Can't get out of there.
Yeah, nice attempt after realizing they have no more control. He tried to TP, but just isn't good enough. Like you said, you don't expect Moon to TP bottom. Like this tier 1 on the bottom lane, when it's that low, and you have Darkseer and Clockwork just owning it, right, being in full control of the bottom lane, usually what you expect is for Radiant team to sack it. Let's just go find our fights elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I like this a lot from SMG.
And Fnatic just keep bringing 2 heroes down here, so if they're not going to bring numbers, it could be a scenario where Moon and Afu can keep getting more kills, but this time around there's an Observer to scout them out, so that may be what they need to take over this bottom lane. And they realize they need to bring more. Armel making his first move. Boots of travel up on the Lina. And Armel looking to follow up this initiation. This is a big kill on the Mirana. That's a mid-Mirana going down to Armel's double damage rotation, and he'll take the tier 1 tower.
There's no TP on Shaker as well, so he needs to be
He needs to hide,
careful here.
I don't think they realize he's still down there.
Really well played, by the way, by DJ. And Armel cogging the Mirana back into the LSA. That's literally the only way you kill him in that situation. Maybe a vacuum after hookshot was also possible, but Jabs was too far away.
Yep. Well,
I just like I'm looking at. I love playing Clockwork. I play him quite a bit. Roger.
level 6, but he's in the front lines here. And he is probably dead. He's on the run. Dragon Slave not going to reach him. DJ, Trinkle Boots will be coming back up in a second, so he gets a bit more movement speed. And they, yeah, Boots of Trouble Lina, they'll get this kill.
Yeah, it's just way too fast. So back to the Clockwork. This is just such an amazing game for Clockwork. I just want to say, I would love to play this hero in a game such as this one. And he wasn't picked that late. You're playing into a Mirana, you're playing into a into a Luna and into a Shaker. Mirana is a problem, but Luna and the Shaker, like, you just need a couple of items, and these heroes are free food for you with an Iron Shell on top. Just feels good.
We'll see. And it's DJ, he's always liked and played a lot of Clockwork, so a hero he's very familiar on. We'll see them make the move towards this mid lane. They want to try pressure this tier 1 mid tower, it looks like.
Actually, you're very right. They played him a lot on 4 in the last season. The Aghanim's build was usually the way he would go for it. Like just early Aghanims.
Perhaps something SMG have to look forward to is going to be Arthur, who's getting closer and closer to a pretty early Blink Dagger, unless some ganks start coming his way, which is maybe something DJ has in mind.
This is going to be a rocket, perhaps into a dive. Rocket on cooldown.
Yeah. I guess the question is, if they dive, does SMG try and defend him or counterplay it?
Even without diving, if you look what they're doing, these two heroes just positioning themselves in the Radiant jungle brings just so much pressure. However,
Mirana though, looking to gank RML. Can they get the Nightmare? He's too fast. They're going to have to land an arrow, and they don't have it. They needed Raging Potato, yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is
It was a
under
decent
attack.
idea, a good idea, but there was look at that observer ward in the dire jungle. It's insane. It's insanely good. It's something that became popular perhaps at the TI. You don't really deward it, and you get caught under vision. Mirana and Bane weren't, but Monkey King was spotted.
Speaking of getting caught, top lane, Raging Potato gets rotated on by the Clockwork. He does get off the ultimate, but the magic damage will be more than enough. Brings him down. Pretty easy kill for them.
Radiant's bottom tower
When you look at drafts, you're thinking about all the combinations that you can have with it. And Fnatic, I might jinx them, they might lose this game, but when I look at all the combos, a Lifestealer and perhaps Snapfire Ags, Clock and Snapfire, Darkseer Clock and Lina are good. There's just... Any single pair of these heroes can make plays on the game.
Yeah. They Moonlight Shadow in, but they walked right past an Observer Sentry combo, so Fnatic know what's coming their way, and the Observer Ward that gets placed is right on top of a sentry, so that'll be quickly de-warded by Fnatic, you've got to imagine. And this is something I know, like, from peeking some of the SEA players, people like Pondo and stuff, he's always praised Yanuel for his vision and warding game. This is an area where it feels like Fnatic have that true 5 position on their roster now, whereas, you know, in past years with DJ and Jabs, it felt like they had 2 4 positions at times.
Yeah, for sure. He's a true 5. But when he needs to be a 4, he can be an additional 1.
Yeah.
There was a game in the last season where he played a troll, position 5, and just carried with a basher and I believe Urn. So you know you play some weird hero, you buy an Urn, and then you pretend that you're a support. Urn into basher, sure, why not?
Well, sure, we'll see that this game on the 5 position, but Fnatic with a nice 5-man smoke move, get a monkey can kill, not the biggest of kills, perhaps they're looking for more, but they want to turn this into a tower, but that's something that SMG probably don't want to allow. They've got a Blink Dagger on Shaker, he needs some mana though, yeah, he's headed back to base to get the mana and TP in, but it's going to be too late. Tower already going down. Moon trying to do some damage up top, but he's not taking this tier 2 tower alone, I don't think.
Yeah, this is a problem when you're farming so much with the Shaker, you're also wasting your resources. So you have to keep in mind that, yeah, you're gonna get your Blink, but then you need to run back home and heal up. When it comes to that move from Fnatic, they weren't truly aiming to kill Raging Potato. They would invade the triangle and then take the tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
A Luna kill into a mid tier 1 would be perhaps even better, but killing the monkey assures that you're going to take the tier 1, because the rest of the heroes cannot fight without him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Even maybe just hoping to get down some deep wards, although right now their wards in the Radiant jungle might help them, but it's SMG who have smoked down towards this bottom side of the map, and they are very close to stumbling upon Raven's Lifestealer if he walks up there. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
If they find him alone, they definitely can't kill him because of the Bane, right? They have Fiend's Grip.
Oh, I think they saw DJ plant that ward on the SMG side, right on top of the courier.
They have a sentry.
Yeah. Oh, and they have a sentry, of course. Even more important. Moon's just been camped up top lane. He's not being ganked or rotated on right now. That could change, though, as both teams looking to make plays but kind of avoiding each other. Do you think there's more pressure on one team to make these rotations work right now? Like, who's happier with this game being kind of slow-paced?
I only have this one X factor, that's the Mirana. I'm not sure just how much damage this hero will be dishing out. He's going for the right-click damage, he's not going for what we talked about, the Aghanim's one. So he'll most likely be buying that Aghanim's shard as soon as possible with the Desolator. I'm thinking maybe there is something to Moon and how he plays this Mirana, because he's extremely skilled on the hero.
Yeah.
But if I was playing these two drafts, I'd rather be on Fnatic's side. I feel like it's way easier at any given point in the game to play their draft.
I mean, you mentioned how good the Clockwork game is, and then you combine it with the fact you have a Lifestealer to infest inside for those initiations.
Yep.
That can get tricky. Raging Potato on the trees,
There's
ready
Echo.
to drop a Wukong's here. Do they know he's up there? Doesn't look like it. He's going to throw out the Wukongs now as he sets up a nice boundless strike. Echo Slam going to fold up, but Armel got off the BKB in time. That's going to keep him alive as he looks to turn and right-click down, bring Raging Potato down with the help of the Mortimer's Kisses. Is the damage there? They'll get the kill, keep the tier 1 tower alive, and they're chasing for more. They want Afu, who's going to blink in a second. Blinks west. Can he get out of there? Roger also needs to be a little bit careful. Mid one. Yeah, he's alone up top, but he wasn't a part of that fight. He's trying to finish his BKB, and now they re-engage. Nightmare into Arrow. Do they go for this kill or not? DJ is there to help keep him alive with a Fissure to disengage. SMG, they don't want anything to do with this.
Yep. Shaker with a pause, a little bit of a lag perhaps, because he literally needed 1 millisecond to catch Armel in the Echo. If he does that, the fight is completely different. They are winning it hands down and taking the tower perhaps afterwards. But Lina, he just knew. He knew that Echo would come, and he just popped the BKB way too fast. Yeah. After that, it's very difficult for them to finish off the Lina or kill anyone else.
We had Sheepo praising Armel in the panel leading up to this. He's definitely one of those SEA mids known for his strong mechanics, and had a ton of success on past teams, TNC most notably. And we're going to see how he does here. Reunited with Raven, the Filipino duo.
They were under TNC together, right?
Yeah,
a few
for
years
a while.
ago,
Yeah, and Raven got replaced by Gabby at one point, but yeah, they were playing together and had a lot of success with TNC.
The Raven Morphling, right? Was that the era? I believe it was.
Yes,
Raven
that was
Morphling
definitely one. Yeah,
combinations.
they were the ones doing Shaker more
Shaker
than
Morphling,
anyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was good times, good times. They won a couple of tournaments off of that as well, if I remember.
They won a
correctly.
major. They were
major, right?
meant to go to TI-10, but then obviously COVID happened. Because they won the first major of last season before COVID happened. So they basically automatically qualified for TI.
Yeah. And that was the Morphling Shaker patch, right? I think it was, yeah. Got nerfed a bit after, but still strong.
Yep.
I don't know. I agree completely that Fnatic looks pretty damn strong right now with Raven, Januel, and Armel. I think they're looking in a... if nothing else, I love the inspiration that they have for their drafts already from watching one game. I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, same. It was that TNC one at the Shaker Morph. That was more, I think, Gabby on the team. Not
That was
Raven
more
at
Gabby?
that time. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think Raven, he was there before that more so. But,
I see.
and then Raven's played on other SEA teams. He's kind of hopped around, you know. He went from being like the most, you know, respected SEA carry, and then he kind of hopped around a couple different teams in the region. But they have played together before, and we'll see how they fare here. Yeah, to me, I look at this new Fnatic roster, and I think they have the potential to become the best team in SCA. Obviously, there's teams like Boom and T1 who are going to contest for that, but I have a lot of faith in this roster.
The way they're playing right now, it looks promising.
Yeah. Nice Cogs pushback. Roger should be going down to the Lifestealer damage here, but they take the tier 1 mid tower, so I think SMG probably okay with this trade right now. They seem to just be waiting for these item timings. The Desolator coming out on the Mirana, the BKB on Luna just coming out as well. So for SMG, they're just biding their time, it feels like.
Oh, for sure, because if you're not taking the small engagements that you take with the loss most of the time, your Luna will be invaded 100%. They will find her, they'll kill her with the Clockwork, with the Lifesteal, with the Lifestealer Infest. So you kind of have to be taking the small skirmishes that aren't that great for you. But Luna is almost, actually, is with a BKB, so I suspect
Same for
that
Monkey
BKB.
King. Yeah, they have double BKB.
This should be the time for them, right? With a couple of BKBs, they should be able to take some fights.
I'm just going to be careful with Moon. He's the one that's kind of a bit exposed. Only on 1400 health, no BKB. Oh, bottom lane, Raging Potato jumps in, jumps out. They're all coming down there looking for him, but they're going to prioritize the tier 2 tower, and it looks like SMG not even going to try and defend this one. Despite the BKB timing, they have their ideas set on maybe Roshan even. Yeah,
because
you
of
see
Desolator,
Fnatic.
right?
Yeah, Fnatic, they think about the tier 2 bottom, and then they wait. They're like, wait a second, are they going to go Rosh? They're going to get over there
smoke.
too.
Fnatic needs to smoke up straight away and go defend Roshan if they want to fight it.
They're rocket flaring, but this may be too late. How fast can they bring Roche down? They've got the Clockwork to jump in. Jabs is smoked up. He's surging himself over towards the pit, and it looks like SMG are killing this a little bit too slow. They may get caught in the pit. This could go poorly for them. Mirana is getting so low here as they blow up the first heal. The Echo Slam comes in. They want to bring down Jabs and DJ. They get the Clockwork. Can they get the Lifestealer as well? Roshan drops SMG's mid one, picks it up. Lifestealer still toggling his way to keep himself alive, and with a BKB Lina, I don't think Fnatic are going to lose this fight for now. They've lost a support as well as their offlaner, but mid one now nightmared up, doesn't have his BKB, and one more sun could spell his demise, but he turns, he fights with the help of the Shaker blinking in. They bring down the Lina. Yanuel is next, and Fnatic, they've held their own. Raven trying to TP out, will get caught. Afu wins them the team fight with a triple kill for mid one. What a play from Afu, helping kill the Lina and then the Lifestealer at the end of that.
Yeah, he's like, you're praising them, lizZard, a little bit way too much. Let me show what the Shaker can do. A couple of blinks into Echo, into Sleep Fissure on the Lina. Moon did a ton of work in that fight as well. He was dishing out a lot of damage with the Mirana, finishing off the Darkseer, then setting up for the Lina kill as well. Just a really, really good fight from Team SMG, but it felt rushed from Fnatic. That's the problem. Right?
Absolutely.
Because they had to kind of scrape together to get into the pit, and then when you're doing a thing like that, you can't get counter-initiated on. So Unfortunate
I mean,
for
it
Fnatic,
felt
but
rushed, but it did feel like there wasn't like Moon was sitting on half health in the Roshan pit, like without a BKB. That felt like a potential opening, but SMG were just too ready for them with the BKB timings.
yeah, and it's a Mirana, right? So a leap out of the pit isn't truly a huge problem. As long as you can counter their initiation, as long as you
Yeah.
can break up the stun lock.
Hook shot in. They get Raging Potato, who's going to BKB and TP on out. Okay.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So when it comes to the items, there's an Aghanims now on Darks here.
Radiant's middle tower
He's
is
been
under
carrying
attack.
out that Philly for a really long time now, and he's getting a ton out of it. There's Aghanims being built by Clockwork too, like we discussed. So this Aghs actually on Clockwork changes things a lot, because not only do you get initiation, you get a BKB Piercer afterwards. Usually you initiate with Clockwork, they pop BKB and they TP out, because you have nothing else. But with the Aghanims, you can actually stop that from happening. Or you can kill them off even before the BKB, there's just so much damage.
We'll see if they can get to a point where they have those items. DJ still has a bit of a ways to go. That's where you've got Armel building up towards some of those kind of late game Lina item timings, but SMG are invised up around this Dire jungle. Looks like they want to get out. They got a lot of good vision down, but they don't have numbers as they got forced down bottom, so looks like they're going to give up control of this top side of the map.
Yeah, I feel like they did two things. They tried to set up on the bottom with Shaker and Mirana, and at the same time they got out of top with Bane and Luna. So pretty decent play. And mid one, man, he has it. Daedalus completed. This is a strong kitty at the moment.
Yeah, this, and I mean, do you see Lifestealer Raven being able to scale and keep up with this Luna, or is it going to be more up to the Lina?
Like, he needs the Scuddy as soon as possible. Not to scale to the Luna, but at least to be able to stand in front and tank for the Lina to dish out that maximum damage. Plus Scuddy is really nice versus Luna anyway. But I'm not sure Lifestealer alone can scale, but he has so many heroes that actually help him get there. You have this Clockwork with the hookshot that we talked about earlier. You also have Aghanim's Darks here, so he has some help, that's for sure.
They're camped behind mid one, who's just trying to take this tier 2 tower alone. Fnatic so far not showing signs of defending this one. Putting their 2 BKB cores on the front line. They've got the Nightmare save to back him up. Afu ready with the Blink Echo Slam potentially, and it's hard to take a fight if you're Fnatic. Someone like Armel and Lina, he cannot afford to get caught by a Blink Echo Slam.
And he's building actually into a Shadow Blade next, so nothing really that crazy, right? That the Silver Edge build on Lina with the addition of crit is just feels so natural.
Roger gets scouted out by the Rocket Flare. So be a little bit careful, but I think he knows they don't really want to initiate on a Bane. He's got an Aghanim Scepter of his own queued up as SMG in the trees. They see Armel here. They start with the Boundless Strike, the Fissure, the Arrow. They combo it perfectly. Moon follows up with a leap at the vacuum. The counterplay it. They didn't BKB in time, but they still kill the Lina despite that. And Raging Potato dropping the Wukong's command, going to help zone out DJ, who will go down to the Mirana right-click damage. Moon with the BKB coming out. It's just getting too damn strong. Has the Aghanim Shard for extra damage as well, and Raging Potato giving them this superior vision has allowed them to go high ground.
Like when you first see it, you're thinking Armel is kind of doing a blunder there by standing in the trees, right? And if you think about it a little bit more, maybe he's thinking, okay, I'll give vision, and if they do go on me, please protect me with the Clockwork, hookshot in. Which they did try to do, but it didn't work out. The follow-up, the chain stuns were just there. Arrow, Fissure, Echo if necessary on top lane.
Woo. They try going Raven here, but he's got the Rage TP out. It's not going to be enough, even with the crits.
But those crits do hurt. And when you see how much damage this Mirana is dishing out right now. Alright, SMG, they're definitely making magic with their draft.
Well, see if they can continue it. Right now, momentum all going their way as they look to jump in mid lane. They blow up Armel once again, and they want DJ. They'll get the twofer. They are just making Armel's life miserable. We were worried about basically what we were worried about for the Luna is what's happening to the Lina, it feels like.
Exactly. And you know what? I think I'm maybe a little bit too much of a boomer. Like, this game is proving, like, yeah, you have these sweet combos and whatnot, but step aside boomer combos, Darkseer Clockwork, who cares? Just give me a Mirana with a shard.
Yeah. And so much, I feel like, has been based on Raging Potato, giving them all this, like, tree vision. He's scouting everything. He sets stuff up with a Boundless Strike. They get a Fissure to start things off on the Darkseer. Jabs is trying to defend, but he may just pay for this with his life. The Life Stealer pops out, but it's not enough damage to kill off Moon, who still has leap charges to get himself out of there. They should be able to finish off the Raxes. Raging Potato is just at the tier 4 towers.
He does not care. If they go on him, all they pretty much have right now is physical damage, so he just uses Wukong command and they can't really kill him. Lifestealer doesn't have that oomph when it comes to the right clicks.
Well, that's a second lane of Rax. And they do it all without Aegis. Usually you think of like these mid-game high ground pushes, you're expecting an Aegis, but they're just finding pickoffs.
Incredible from SMG. Just really not something that I expected from a game, from the way the game started. But all those small skirmishes protecting the Luna, leading up to that critical mass that she accumulates. But at the same time, Armel, I feel like he needs to be a bit more careful with his positioning.
Potato.
Yeah.
What's he up to here? Sorry about that. So a lot of this you think is coming down to Armel just being a bit out of position at times. Oh, never mind. Hold that thought. Jabs will get going on. Again, it's Raging Potato scouting them out.
Yeah, perhaps not out of position, just a little bit too ballsy with his movements.
Yeah.
Like when he was in the trees.
Yeah,
exactly.
And again, it's Raging Potato that just having, I mean, they have Clockwork Rocket Flare. I feel like they need to try to scout out this Monkey King, but instead they're just going to jump in on Moon, but now the Fiend Script comes out from Rogers. Is there anything to cancel it? The cogs will break it, but DJ will pay for it. They're like, blink! Echo Slash catches out too. They get the Force Up away. Raven gets bailed out as well, but Raging Potato on the backline still just wreaking havoc. Still has a BKB, and he's just going to turn and fight. He wants Raven. Doesn't have a Boundless Strike, and they're just going to zone him away and get the Mega Creeps. They say, screw it, you guys run away. We don't care about the kills. We'll take your base.
There's one buyback on Clockwork, but can they even... They're just going further. Moon is very low. Maybe you can be satisfied. Yeah.
Oh, if you want to play it safe. Oh, they just GG out.
No, GG. Yeah.
Yep. It's game over, and Fnatic, their new roster, debuting with a loss to SMG's new roster. Definitely at least a little bit of an upset. I think, you know, people look at this new Fnatic team picking out, kind of getting the players that they're choosing, while SMG, you know, I think had to react to some of the roster shuffle and just kind of pick up whoever they could. Obviously, they got some great pickups. Raging Potato play with a lot of success. Rogi, a fantastic support as well, and it all clicked here for SMG. I got to say, you know, they look very impressive here.
Yeah, 100%. Like, they fooled me with the draft, with the way it started. They had some advantages with the Mirana First Blood, but besides that, every skirmish that they took in that early game, like when Armel popped the BKB, went Fnatic's way. But that's how Fnatic's draft works. Like, they should be doing quite fine post-laning stage with all the Iron Shells and whatnot. But they never truly managed to catch Luna out once. Like, did he died once. My bad. He died once.
I think in the laning stage, though.
But that was in the lane,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So they truly failed to utilize their strengths in that mid game. And then they got caught a couple of times with the Lina. So unfortunate for Fnatic, but really well played by Team SMG.
Yeah, I mean, you have a Shaker who doesn't die a single time to a Clockwork. Like, it's some impressive stuff. And Moon, his mid Mirana, it's working off. He's saying, you don't fire the CEO of Fnatic. I'm going to get my revenge. And, well, unfortunately for them, it's not a best of one. It is a best of three, but we're going to see if they can repeat their success in Game 1 or if this series will go the distance. We'll find out after a quick break.